Well, hello there, my friends. I know a lot of you have been wanting to see the next part of this campaign, and you were so supportive on that first video that I wanted to bring it to you as soon as possible. Now, this part is going to be a little more complicated because we are dealing with a massive Soviet attack on our defenses, and I don't think we have any tank support. We might get this Martyr squad, but I doubt it. And if the Soviets are attacking us here in Saurmoglia, this is an area we absolutely have to defend with our lives. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to jump in and hope for the absolute best, but I can see that this is probably going to be a pretty damn tough battle. Let's get to it. So the battlefield is before us, guys. I know a lot of you like to see sort of what the battlefield looks like. And the good news, there's some good news and some bad news. The good news is we do have the use of our martyrs. The even better news is that a lot of our guys are entrenched, so they're going to be able to hold this position pretty well. I'm going to make sure to move all of these other guys, Grimm and the rest of them, up here so that they have a nice shooting position at any enemy units that could be approaching. The bad news is, well, we probably have a massive group of Soviets attacking us, and we have a very small line to defend. So I'm not sure how this is going to go exactly, but I can tell already it's going to be a tough battle. I'm putting everybody on the front lines because we're not going to be attacked from behind. I'm also going to take some of these martyrs and put them up here a little bit closer to the front, just in case we get attacked from this position. I might keep one martyr, Lotterer. He wins the lottery, or the Lotterer, another awful pun made by Agrippa. If you're new to the Agrippa Max Ennis channel, you'll get used to my awful puns, or you'll just hate me and put a hate comment down below, which I totally accept. So we're going to get started here. This is kind of what the front line looks like. I do want to get, yeah, we've got those guns in the right position. Stoch is just basically a supply truck. He's not going to be able to help too much. But we're going to put some of these martyrs right there on the field. We're going to get started. And I think you guys know how this works. We jump back into the battle when the action begins to occur. Not nearly as many infantry as I thought we would have over here, but let's take a look at our entrenched positions way back here. This is if our first line crumbles. Then we've got a lot of men over here entrenched near Saurmoglia. We don't want to lose Saurmoglia whatsoever, so we've got some beautiful trench lines set up here that hopefully would deflect the enemy, but a lot of these guys are just truck operators. Most of our infantry is over here on the far right, far right joke, and they're going to have to defend this area. So we'll come back to you guys when the action starts, as we usually do, but wish us luck. Maybe we can even do a counterattack on Garani and Lugansky, modern-day Ukraine, but we're going to have to see whether or not that occurs. Let's get to it, my friends. Enemy contact has been detected, guys, and it's enemy tanks. I am concerned for sure. There's no doubt about it. I'm going to go over here to Hausner and Grau. I want to make sure that they're aiming in the right way. They're definitely not. So we've got to go ahead and pull them over this way. Start aiming at the enemy tanks immediately. See if we can get some shots off. Obviously, that enemy tank is going to be a serious threat. I'm not sure if it's a T-34. We'll get closer eventually to see what it is. But we want to make sure that all of our tanks are aimed that way. Same with Grau. We want to make sure to get them over here on the right path. And yes, we are doing an attack path just in case if we spot them, we want to get that shot off immediately. We've also got Ender. And Ender could possibly get a shot here on the enemy tank position. We've got some infantry moving up, some enemy infantry moving up that's terrifying. Because if they get this close, they could absolutely wipe out this AT gun. So I'm thinking of even pulling some infantry out of their foxholes and bringing them to the front lines. Possibly bring Ackerman forward as well. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and fast move him. And let's see, enemy contact. We've got some enemy high explosives. That's actually an enemy AT gun, or not an AT gun, an artillery gun right there. And we've got some more enemy tanks moving over here. So we've got to get Shima forward. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll get the rest of Raab, Lotterer, etc. They're going to move forward quickly. Look at these Soviet tanks. They are not playing around, guys. This is serious. We've got to grab these guys. We've got to get some shots off. I'm going to make sure that they know that these guys are here. Some of them may be able to spot the enemy. As far as I know, the enemy artillery can only really affect our infantry. But Szymanski, I want him to spot these guys, be aware of them, and possibly get some kills here. So let's move him forward. We're going to move Dietrich forward as well and see if we can't hit these guys on a nice flanking hit on the side. I'm not sure what the hell those tanks are. There we go. That's what I'm talking about, baby. We're already getting some shots downhill at them, guys. If we could take out some Soviet tanks this early on in the campaign, we're going to be doing so many favors for our guys later on down the road. So let's hope that Szymanski can get some shots. Looks like he's already spotted the first one. Szymanski. It's definitely a Polish name, too. This could be both. Boom! Boom! Shots by Szymanski. Beautiful. We see some burning tanks here, guys. The Soviets are getting ambushed, and I love it. This is exactly what we need. Dietrich, I want to get him forward a little more. Szymanski, another shot there. We need him focused on only the tanks. I don't care about the enemy infantry. We can worry about that later. We're going to get up close and personal so all you tank aficionados can tell us what we're looking at. Some beautiful shots there. Another nasty hit against that tank. I think it's a KV-1, actually. I think that one that we blew up is a T-34. Could be mistaken, but we're definitely getting some good hits here on the enemy. One of them burning back here. Another T-34, I believe, burning up. Of course, you tank aficionados will be able to correctly place this for me, but right now our martyrs are doing some serious work. 3 enemy tanks down. You gotta love that. That's exactly how you win a battle. And if we had attacked, it would have been a serious mistake. You can see our infantry here can pretty much deal with the enemy infantry moving across. They're firing away. A lot of machine guns going down range to try and defeat the enemy here, but I am loving this. So I'm actually going to keep Zimmer and the rest of these guys right here. The enemy is kind of uphill, but they're still getting some decent shots. You can see this machine gunner firing away, and some spotters, of course. And I think we killed every last one of those damn tanks. Beautiful kills there, guys. We've got to keep that up. Now the enemy infantry is pretty panicked. You can see a lot of tank crew here is definitely terrified at this point. We just have to hold the line. Let me take a look at over here what's going on. Holy shit. This is not good. We've got enemy tanks moving in over here. I'm going to move Hausmann this way. He's got to get some shots there on that enemy tank division. Same with Ackermann. I'm sure there's tanks ahead of us, but we've got to focus on the ones that are to our right now. And we've got to move Ender. We've got to get his gun aimed over here at the enemy. Here we go. Come on, boys. Hausmann. Kill the thing. Of course, keep in mind, if the tank is on the move, we're not getting as good of a hit. But we've got Marks. We've got a few guns over here that should be able to do the job. But unfortunately, Marks has been totally destroyed by the enemy. They have leveled that position despite the trench works. Dietrich, I'm worried that the tree line is making it very hard for him to actually find a target. So we are going to aim at the enemy. Try to get a kill here. And right now on that left side, we're focusing on just trying to get kill the rest of the enemy infantry, of course. There's a lot of infantry moving up behind these tanks. They made a slight mistake, and that was, of course, using infantry behind tanks. We all know, those of us that are pretty good with modern warfare, that are modern, or, you know, you could consider World War II almost the beginnings of modern warfare, essentially, that you've got to send infantry first to look for the tanks. Of course, Ackermann is getting hit in the left side pretty hard, although we are hitting that tank, but unfortunately, Ackermann is burning up, and the guys inside are in a very bad position. Oh my goodness, just getting some serious hits here. Could be more tanks on the move. One of them seemed to get away, but the entire group in there is burning up like a tinderbox, as you could see. They are dead men, no doubt about it. And we did take the track off that tank. That's a start, but I want to see where we're getting those shots from. Could be more tanks, and it is indeed. So I want to make sure Grau is focused. We can't get all of them to focus on that one tank. That's the problem. Grau, you may need to focus over here, my friend. You've got a T-34 or something coming your way, and Hausmann just got hit hard in the right side there. Hausmann trying to deal with this tank, of course. Man, Grau is in a difficult position now. We might need to move some of these guys like Szymanski, who just got some beautiful kills over here. Vendinger, a few of these infantry positions, of course. Want to move them over too, but I don't like that enemy tank. He might not have a track, but he's just as dangerous, and that's definitely a KV-1. Pretty effective against us, I must admit. Grau, got to do something about this, man. No, Grau, no. You should not be retreating. You don't have armor plating in the back, you fool. Alright, wow, look at that Soviet assault. Let's move this way with Grau. You better turn fast, man. Alright, that enemy tank's getting hit at least. I'd like to see that. Boom! Enemy artillery striking our positions. Holy shit. They're bringing the whole damn Soviet artillery barrage against us. We've got some AT guns here and some infantry in this position. They're not going to live for long with that artillery strike, but great shot by Grau. I just saw that explosion, and yes, that tank is finished. But now Grau has to deal with a whole bunch of enemy infantry units. Look at that, though. That thing is done. There's even oil leaking out the side, or fuel leaking out the side on fire. It couldn't get much more violent than that. We've got to keep firing here. And let's see what that enemy's doing on the right side. He's still shooting away. I'm going to try to focus fire on him with all of these guns, but I think the wood line or the tree line is keeping our guns from being as effective as they could be. Make sure that all of our infantry have spotted this massive Soviet assault, and even Grau now has become a sort of anti-infantry vehicle. He's got to keep shooting at these positions, try to take out some Soviets. Right now, the enemy tank's not aiming towards us, so I am going to focus fire over here. Keep firing, boys. Remember, these martyrs, as far as I know, don't have very effective machine guns. Their most effective weapon is that massive gun at the front. We've got more enemy artillery coming in. Keep it up, Grau. Show them we mean business. Oh, let's see, let's see. No, that tank is definitely still alive. He's popping smoke. Look how many Soviets are attacking, guys. This truly is a Soviet assault wave. We've got to make sure that we can prove to them that they cannot beat us. It's that simple. Szymanski is over here. I didn't even realize. I brought him over before, but I didn't realize he was part of this defense right now. And so much smoke going up. It's not just artillery fire, but it's enemy smoke to try and basically block us from spotting them. At this point, I would order this tank to just fire no matter what. You can see him loading in the rounds, of course. Keep firing, keep firing. We want some dead Soviets this battle. Getting hit on the side there. I don't like that. There's a lot of Soviets over here on our left side. Get Dietrich up here as well as Wedinger. Fast moved him. I think the attack on the left is pretty much finished, so I'm going to grab these infantry and I'm going to move them over here into this wood line at a fast move. Get these infantry into place so they can really start doing damage to the enemy. You can see already some of them are firing those machine guns. It's exactly what we need. Those MG42s need to be hot consistently. And remember, with martyrs, guys, it doesn't matter if we're fighting just infantry. If they get behind our martyr with their infantry, they can take it out very easily. One Molotov or a few bullet shots, a few rounds from a PPSH can just kill the crew. So we might even reverse a bit here with Szymanski. I'm going to order a reverse order because I see danger ahead. See where the rest of our boys are. Grau is still alive. Incredibly, despite all that artillery fire, the crew might be damaged. They seem to be okay for now, but they're going to be in trouble very soon. And I'm still ignoring that enemy tank on the right side, the one without tracks, because right now the more important thing is to keep this enemy infantry assault away. Just massive amounts of enemy artillery bombarding this position and making it very hard for us to spot anything. It looks like at least that tank is immobilized. He can't do much damage. Our guys are in the woods, so it's just as hard for him to see us as it is for us to see him. Nonetheless, he is a threat I don't like. And look at that. A bunch of our boys just being blown to bits. Commanders here, totally finished. And that might be white phosphorus. Sorry, that's an enemy commander that's been killed. Glorious. But the fact that they're getting this close is not good. In fact, if we want to see men that we've lost, we go over here to our trucks and we can see our driver's finished. This man is finished. We've lost a lot of good men today, and of course Ackermann is so burnt that he's turned black. The men in there still roasting as a sort of Viking funeral pyre. We're not stopping, though. I might let Grau pull back a bit, reverse. I don't want him pulling back, though, but it looks like our infantry is getting into position here. Wedinger, a few other guys. We definitely need to bring the fight to the enemy and not allow this attack to continue. So these guys are doing some pretty good shooting here. A lot of MP40 fire. It's good that we have some submachine guns, although at this range I'm not sure how effective they are. At least their artillery's not bombarding us on this side. That's definitely a start. But you can see all those gray flags are basically showing enemy commanders. They're even bombarding their own men at this point. They're so desperate to take our positions that these rounds are coming dangerously close to their own men. And that might be a bonus for us. So Pfalz, everybody else is finished. Grau has pulled back significantly. I like that. But he's got a lot of work to do. And it looks like a lot of these guys have basically just given up. They're running away, trying to save their own lives. Who can blame them? Of course, the enemy's not asking for a truce in this battle. if they're confident in this assault. This is truly that Viking Norse fury. Another, ooh, that was awfully close. That's definitely white phosphorus. And obviously if it touches, like if one round explodes behind Grau here, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. He might lose his crew, and that means the tank is essentially useless. So we've got to keep on firing here. I wish I could take crowd to deal with that enemy tank, but we just can't right now. We've got other things to focus on. Take a look over here. I want to make sure that this infantry is essentially ahead of the tanks. So Lieberman and Zimmer. Because if these martyrs have to deal with enemy behind us, we're not going to do very well. Come on, Dietrich. Our tank commander, Dietrich, must move forward. And there we go. The enemy's finally asking for a ceasefire. It's actually in our best interest to accept because they haven't taken our position. But I'm going to let our boys have a little more fun turkey shooting here. And see if we can get an even better casualty count for the enemy. Obviously, their attack is still going on. They're still bombarding the living hell out of us. But Grau continues to live and continues to survive. This guy deserves an Iron Cross. Just see those white phosphorus rounds burning everything around us. But Grau remains steady. They definitely need a break, though, I'll admit. Somebody's retreating, I don't know who. Certainly not our men. Somebody can't continue combat. It's going to be Szymanski, so he's the one retreating here. And look how quickly he's pulling back. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he might have, I mean, he's taking some serious shots, and it looks like the driver's dead. You can see it. That's why it's pulling up out of control. They can't seem to control the tank. Oh, he's just wounded. He's back now. He's back now. So I'm slumped over there, but he's okay now. However, he is definitely pulling back. And we've got a bunch of infantry over here that are going to continue the assault on the enemy. Szymanski, you're okay, buddy. You're okay. Have faith in yourself. We could just see this battlefield is littered with dead Russians. It's looking really good here. This guy's completely black, and look at that, in a shell hole, probably caused by a martyr. And of course, killing all those tanks in the beginning was an extremely, extremely good move. Now we're firing on them from both locations, both sides, but Grau will eventually be overrun if we don't stop this. And the fact that we are still holding Zaur-Mogilitsky is a huge bonus. Definitely means that when we start going for our offensive, if we go for our offensive, remember, for most of this campaign, the defense is our greatest asset. But if we decide to do it, we're going to be really trying to lower the enemy reinforcement count, the amount of enemies, period, and just make sure that they know that if they come to this front, death awaits them. And that's going to be something that they're not going to be very happy with, to be honest with you. Lauter, fire that MP40. You have plenty of clips. Keep it up, boys. Keep it up. Captives taken. Looks like a few Soviets have some brains here. Unfortunately, those captives did not survive. That's a little funny little bug there in the game. You can see a mortar in midair, and this Soviet buried deep with his head in the sand. Unfortunately, the captives did not survive. I would have liked to take some prisoners, but with this amount of firepower going down the field, I'm not surprised that it's not working out for them too well. So just a massive amount of enemy dead here. Unbelievable. I think I'll accept that ceasefire now, before they start taking our martyrs out. Soviets everywhere, guys. We killed a lot of their command staff, too. Killing Soviet commanders, especially after Stalin's purges, is a great thing. They're going to have to get new commanders, and it's not going to work out very well for them. I can tell you that right now. Now, unfortunately, Marx was killed, and he was a major commander for this front, so that's not good at all. But there we go. That's a minor victory. Let's take a look at the casualties. We lost 27 men killed, 27 men wounded, 27 men heavily wounded. The enemy lost 66 men killed, 29 men heavily wounded, 2 missing, which means there are a prisoner, and 7 wounded. There were almost absolutely no non-life-threatening wounds on this battlefield, and we can see why. I mean, if we just go across, you see all those bodies all over the place. A few of them still alive, a lot of dead commissars. I know they're not commissars because this is 1943, but just a lot of dead enemy commanders, burning vehicles. When we got that initial attack on the far left, all those burning tanks, we've got to take a look at that. But all those gray dots represent, of course, dead Soviets, and it's looking pretty great. But I want to see those tanks. That was amazing. Just amazing. Look at that. Dead tanks. You guys can identify these. I think we got 2 KV-1s, a few T-34s. For those of you that are new to Graviteam tactics, you can see the penetrating hits, which shows what killed the tank, basically. I mean, these guys back here are totally finished. There's no way they can get those back. But I hope you guys enjoyed that particular battle. Keep supporting the campaign. You guys wanted a German campaign, and I brought it to you. So make sure to hit that like button, support, etc. And look at this. The Soviets apparently had another attack wave that they were getting ready to move forward with. I think over here, this is what was bringing in all that artillery fire. There's a lot of mortars here. Maybe these mortars can fire white phosphorus? No, these are machine guns and anti-tank guns. Well, thankfully, we didn't have to deal with them. Otherwise, maybe we would have been in a difficult position. Nonetheless, that was a battle to remember. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Have an awesome day.